I'm so glad, Maja. Thank you so much. I'm so glad you needed to hear this. You're not alone. Everybody needs to hear this, honestly. I need to hear this sometimes myself still. Okay, so really you're not alone. I promise you that. That's why I've talked about this topic today, because it's so important. Today is day 1 of the Confident Yoga Teacher Bootcamp, and I am your host, Crystal Gray. I've been teaching for about 16 years now. I started my training in 2005. So I've been through a few different yoga teacher trainings, and now it's really my mission to help support yogis that want to become confident yoga teachers, because it's really one of the biggest struggles that I see out there in the yoga world, and especially as more and more people want to start sharing the joy and the beauty and the life-changing effects that yoga's had in your life. I know that you want to go out there and share it with others, but it's really hard to do that if you're not feeling confident. All right, so we're going to go ahead and dive into the topic of the day. If you don't have your workbook yet, make sure that you do download that workbook. It was sent to you in an email, so if you haven't subscribed to the emails yet for this challenge, make sure that you do that. I will put the link in here so that you can follow that link and get subscribed. So today I just wanted to talk to you a little bit about your inner mean girl, okay? So once you subscribe to the emails, you'll also, maybe you've already read this email that goes along kind of with what we're going to be talking about today. The inner mean girl is something that is this voice that's in the back of your head. You've heard her before, okay? And she's saying things like, oh, who are you to be teaching yoga? You don't even know the Sanskrit of all the pose names. You don't even know all of the philosophy. Your thighs are too big. You have to wear a different size yoga pant than the normal yogi. Whatever it is, I don't know what your inner mean girl's saying, but all of it is lies. It's all lies that she's telling you, and I'm going to be the first one to admit it. Okay, so I know that I do probably kind of look like the typical yoga teacher. I'm blonde, luckily, one thing about getting older, which I appreciate, is I'm not a 20-something super flexible, bendy yogi anymore, right? So I do kind of like that aspect of aging a little bit, because it's so important that there is diversity in the yoga world. And I'm seeing so many of my graduates that are hopping on here, and people that have been in my community. And I just love nothing more than helping people of all different shapes and sizes become yoga teachers, and to see the value in that. For them to see the value in their diversity, and even in the struggles that they've had in the past. So over the next 5 days, we're going to really get into a lot of these things that are holding you back, but that are also can really set you apart from other yoga teachers, because we all have a valid story and we all have things to share. And believe it or not, there's people out there that will resonate with you, and they will want to take classes from you way more than they'd want to take classes from someone like me. And that's the truth. And I know it's hard to believe, but I've been in this game for a long time, and I'm telling you, it is true. People want to take classes from someone that they see a little bit of themselves in you. Okay, so whether that's like your body shape or your past, maybe you know that I've got a history with addiction, so I tend to get a lot of people that maybe have struggled with that in the past, or have felt shame or guilt because they didn't feel like the typical yoga teacher. That's something that made me feel like a not good enough to be a yoga teacher, because I was smoking and I was drinking, and who am I to be a yoga teacher? But I know that most of us come to yoga because we need to be healed. We want to heal ourselves, right? But you don't have to wait until you are 100% healed in order to go out there and share the gifts of yoga. You don't have to act like you know it all, because it's impossible. I don't know it all. And my teacher trainees will tell you that. They'll bring up questions and I'm like, that's a really good question. Let me think about that and I'll get back to you. You don't have to know all the answers. So that right there should give you a lot more confidence. All right, so let's just talk just a little bit about the inner mean girl. These videos are going to be pretty short because I want them to be bite-sized. I want you to be able to stick with it every single day and really do the work. Okay, so what I'm going to ask you to do is to watch these videos, and then if you can, go to the workbook and fill out the questions that I've written in the workbook, because this is going to help you to take it one step deeper, one step further, you guys, because the thing is, you're not going to just wake up one day and be like, yeah, today I am confident. I am like the best yoga teacher that I can be today, and I'm ready to do it. Like, that's never just gonna happen. I doubt if you're gonna have that voice. That's just my voice, I guess. But that's never gonna happen unless you do the internal work. You have to do the internal work in order to get to that place. And that's what I love helping people do, is to bypass all of the years of struggle that I had, that I faced, with all of these limiting beliefs, so that you can skip all that and get closer to where I'm at now, okay? And that's the beauty of challenges like this. You're gonna get so much out of this challenge if you do the work, okay? At the end of the challenge, yes, I will give you an opportunity to continue working with me if you want to, but you will have the tools you need to go forth and go on your own, okay? And there's no shame in that. I'm not going to be mad at anybody who does that. That's why I create these challenges. I want to help you regardless of if you want to continue working with me or not. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. All right, take what you're learning from this challenge. Heck, even take how I'm doing this challenge and copy it and do it yourself. I don't care. Okay, I want you to be successful. All right, so here's the gist with the inner mean girl. She is not very cool. She's not very nice. She is keeping you small, and we need to call her out so that we can make her quieter, either put her in the back seat, or like one of my trainees recently said, I'm going to put her in the trunk. Okay, so we're going to put her in the trunk. So how are we going to do that? This is a question I want to ask you. Think about it. It's in the workbook. What negative self-talk do you hear most often? So some of you are already yoga teachers. Most of you are, but some of you maybe join this challenge because you're thinking about becoming a yoga teacher. Okay. So either way, but most of the time I'm talking to those of you that are yoga teachers. It's okay if you're not already. Please participate. I would love to have you here. It's fine. Either way, you probably have some negative self-talk. What is that negative self-talk telling you? You can't be a yoga teacher. Why? If you're brave enough, put it in the comments. Is it because of your size? Is it because you can't do advanced poses? Is it because you don't know Sanskrit? Is it because, I don't know, you guys, the answers are limitless and honest. I mean, they're not true, but I would love to hear what that negative self-talk is. And then the next question is, where does that come from? So sometimes I'll ask people this question and they'll be like, oh, it's my mom's voice. 100% it's my mom's voice. Sometimes, I mean, it could be anybody. It could be anybody's voice. And maybe it's not anybody's voice. For me, it's myself. Like it's that perfectionist part of me that was like, oh, well, you know, you can't do it because you used to be addicted to crystal meth. You know what I mean? Like you used to be an addict who, I don't know. I'm over that now. I don't care. But that's the voice. That's what they used to say. That's what it used to say to me. You know, you smoke cigarettes. How can you teach yoga? And I had a yoga teacher actually that was like, you can't take my training until you haven't been smoking for 6 months or whatever. And I never say that. While I don't want anybody really in active like addiction probably in my programs, because it just wouldn't really work, because you wouldn't be able to, you know, get the work done and really absorb it. But like smoking cigarettes, I mean, if I would have waited, I probably never even would have taken a yoga teacher training because I smoked for so long, you know, so I would have never taken it. And yoga is the thing that's helped me to heal a lot of that part of me. So yeah, I'm glad that I didn't take that advice and I took the training anyway. All right, so where does that voice come from? And how is it holding you back? So how is that voice holding you back? Is it holding you back from taking a yoga teacher training, from investing in yourself? You know, if there's trainings that you want to take, right, and they're going to cost money because trainings cost money, especially really high quality ones. I know that voice a lot of times can be like, why would you spend money on yourself? You've never even finished that in your past, or you've spent so much money, you've blown so much money already. Why do you think you're good enough to invest in yourself? You're never going to make that money back. Shut up, right? Tell it to shut up. And I'm going to help you to do that. The first step is to be aware. The first step is to be aware of this voice and be like, and separate it, because that's not you. That's not your spirit. That's not your soul. That's who we want to listen to. We want to listen to our soul. We want to listen to the part of us that came down from wherever and was like, yeah, that's going to be my body. That's going to be my life. I'm going to do some badass shit while I'm here, right? That's the voice that we want to listen to. So how do we start to listen to that voice and start to shut up our inner mean girl that society's put on us, that our parents have put on us, that our friends, our partners, our community, ourselves, I mean, we've allowed it to be put on us, right? So how are we going to start to shut that voice up? And again, it's to be aware of it. So the first step is to be aware. So good job, all right? If you could start listening to your best friend more often than your mean girl, so your inner best friend, which I would say is your soul, your spirit, your true self, how would your life change? That's a pretty big one. How would your life be different if we started listening to our inner best friend? Because you guys, the inner mean girl, that shit is fabricated. It's not real. It's not real. It's all made up. It's all made up, and it's made up out of fear, out of our past. It's not made up of what's real. It's not reality. Okay? All right, you guys, so that's all I have for you today. It's a huge topic. It's the most important topic, because no matter how good, I know that a lot of you want to learn about sequencing. You want to learn about, this and that, and I get it. But no matter how much stuff you know, if you're still tripping on what your inner mean girl is telling you, you guys, you're going to be in pursuit of knowledge for the rest of your life, and you're never, ever, ever going to get to where you want to get. All right, so let's conquer this. Let's dig in deep. Let's start the process of becoming aware of our inner mean girl. Make sure you go to the workbook, take a look over that, take some time to write out the answers, comment on this video. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being part of this challenge. Feel free to send me any private messages or emails. I am here for you. Have a great day. Bye. Namaste.